During my year in kindergarten in the US, I remember that I had only one friend. His name was Kenta, and we were the best of buddies. But he had to move to Seattle the following year, leaving me on my own. Knowing that I wasn't going to make friends easily, I expected to be alone for a long time in elementary school. One day in first grade, I was pouting on a bench during recess when a much older kid approached me and asked me what was wrong. After I explained my situation to him, he tried to cajole me into playing kickball with the other kids. While I didn't make any real friends for a while afterwards, at least I had some people to play with. I always wonder what the motives of the older kid were, but also always grateful for what he did. A turning point in my life for me was living in Mexico for a year. I went to a school by the name of Centro Educativo de las Naciones Unidas. One day, as I was walking through the main courtyard, I saw a little boy sitting on a bench crying. I'm not sure what overcame me in that moment, but I walked over to him and asked what was wrong. He told me that his friends had left him because he wasn't good at playing soccer. I couldn't help but take pity upon him, so I became his big friend for a short period of time. Each day, I would play and talk with him and sometimes ask other people to come over and play games with us so we could meet new classmates. After a few weeks, he had managed to find a new group of friends to play with. Once in a while, I would ask if he was doing all right, and the answer would always be yes. Where did this demonstration of compassion come from on my behalf? The gap between the two events was over 5 years, an eternity for an 11-year-old. So I didn't actively remember my kindergarten experience. Instead, that traumatic, negative experience left a mark on my subconscious, prompting me to feel empathy for the boy as the older boy in my US school had felt for me. It was this feeling that motivated me to involve myself in the boy's situation. From this single experience, I felt that even the negative experiences in our lives can help us become better people. One day, I hope that that little boy will demonstrate the same empathy that I had shown him and the older boy had shown me. On a much larger scale, I believe this is very much applicable to our everyday world. There are many examples through history where society has responded positively from a negative event. One of the most powerful examples of this is the formation of the United Nations after World War II. Having gone through a long and devastating war, the countries of the world founded an organization to prevent such conflict from happening again, and to provide humanitarian aid in times of need. While the UN has not prevented all conflict in the world, it has contained them, and we have avoided another global war, a positive outcome by any measure. While we may not like them when they happen, negative experiences are an unavoidable aspect of life. However, what matters more is that we do not root on the event, but find ways to better ourselves and even society as a whole.